Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Real Crimes. So today we're in Malawi, and Malawi is in Southern Africa. It's one of the SADC countries. So it's in the south of the continent of Africa, and the year is 2016. So in 2016, President Peter Mutharika, that is the president of Malawi, ordered for the arrest of Eric, a 45-year-old man. But what could he have done that was so bad that the president had to order for him to be arrested? Well, let's talk about Eric. So Eric was what they called hyenas in Malawi. That's southern Malawi. So there was a culture before 2013, and this culture, it actually was divided into two. So there was what they called the Fisi. It's called the Fisi in Chichewa, which is the language spoken in Malawi. So the Fisi meant that these guys would sleep with widows. So once your husband passes on and then the burial is done and everything is sorted, one of the hyenas or the Fisi would come and sleep with the widow. So this was said to be an exorcism. Okay, they were supposed to be taking out the evil from this woman, and also to make sure that no death follows the bereaved family. That's what they actually believed. Yeah, so there were people that are actually doing it. And also the second part of this thing was also done by the same men, these same hyenas. They would sleep with young girls that had reached puberty, and this was done in order to prepare them for marriage. That's what they believed. They believed that once a girl reaches puberty, a hyena or these practitioners would have to sleep with this girl so that they can they can prepare her for marriage. Right. So this law, however, it wasn't done all over Malawi. It was just southern Malawi. It was a culture in southern Malawi. So in 2013, this was abolished. The president said that it could no longer be done. It was no longer practical for the current situation that we're living in, because now there's HIV, there's AIDS, there's STIs, there's all sorts of things. So it could not be practiced anymore. And then he actually passed a law that's prohibited people from practicing this. However, I'm sure these old men really enjoyed what they were doing. They enjoyed their job so much that they could not stop. They just couldn't help it. So Eric did it, and the president ordered that he must be arrested. Yeah. So court day came, and the court was full. Not only was the court full, but there were 6 witnesses to back up why Eric was arrested. One woman actually said that Eric had forced himself on her just after her husband had died her husband had died in 2013, and Eric had forced himself on her as the usual practice. But by then, this thing was no longer allowed to be done, right? There was a law that said you cannot do it. And then there were also children, teenagers, that were testifying that Eric had done this. And the latest being 2015. He was arrested in 2016. Okay. I don't know how the president got to know about it, but in 2016, that's when the president ordered that he must be arrested. So, inside a full courtroom with 6 witnesses, the man was found guilty of practicing what they call traditional sex custom. He was found guilty. So the prosecutors asked for a harsh sentence just to deter other hyenas from doing this. But in his defense, Eric said, 1, nobody had complained when he was doing it. They actually liked it. Nobody complained. And he said the second thing was he last did it in 2012, and the law was passed in 2013. So he hadn't done anything. There was no crime done. However, the magistrate took the word of the witnesses that actually said he had done it beyond 2013 and found him guilty. His lawyers pleaded with the magistrate to have him to be handed down a suspended sentence, because they said he was a first-time offender, and also it had been part of his culture for the longest time. Like, this thing dated back centuries. It had been done in this southern part of Malawi for centuries. It was a practice that they totally believed. However, Eric was sent to prison. The magistrate did not buy this first-time offender nonsense, because yes, he was a first-time offender, but it wasn't one count. He just didn't do it once and then got reminded that no, you're not supposed to be doing, but he did it. So he knew exactly what he was doing, and if probably he got a suspended sentence, probably that was not going to stop him, and maybe that was not going to send a message to the other hyenas that this thing is bad, this thing is breaking the law. So yeah, he was sent to prison just to make sure people got the message. Malawi, what they call traditional sex custom. So what do you guys think about that custom? What do you guys think about the custom that says when your husband dies, another man should sleep with you, so that no death comes again into your family? And also the custom that says once a girl child reaches puberty, a man should sleep with her just to prepare her for marriage. What do you think about that custom? Was it good? Was it a bad custom? Do you think they should have left it alone? Or do you think they should have, or do you think the president was right to stop it? What do you guys think? So Eric Aniva was sentenced to 2 years in prison with hard labor for his role in practicing what is called cultural sex. So he also confessed that he slept with over 100 women and girls and never disclosed his HIV status to any of them. Eric was actually HIV positive at the time that he was doing this practice.